Listen to this track, bitch.
Hello everybody, welcome back to this episode of Etching Scripts 101. It's been a minute, yes sir it has, but however we are back. So a couple things that I want to say to you guys first off is thank you for riding with me for this long. And a couple things that I would like to say as well is I don't know if I'm going to put it before or after, but the videos to come or the videos later will pretty much be kind of outdated in a sense, but I'm going to cut it so that way it can be more dated, if that makes sense. But regardless, it is what it is. So I came here because I wanted to talk about a few things, right? Like I'm going through this period in my life that I'm wondering if you guys are going through as well. So just to get it out of the way, you guys know that Etching Scripts 101 is also a platform where you can also see me, and it's on YouTube, but it's not Etching Scripts 101. My YouTube channel is Whitney's Script, and there is a playlist where you'll find all of the episodes from Etching Scripts 101. So moving on, don't forget to subscribe, or I don't know what it is on this platform. Whatever it is, don't forget to follow me. So moving on, I want to say, I've been going through this topic. I'm just going to touch it a little bit because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I wanted to talk about this topic of winning and what exactly that means. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what that means. And I feel like for some reason, I'm always going to feel like there's something that I can do better. I don't know what, I don't know where, and I don't know what it's going to entail or where it's going to take me. However, I am pretty certain that there's something that I could always be doing better. And I know that's not a negative trait. I know, respectively, if I'm being honest, like that's a great trait to have. But at the same time, it can also be toxic in a sense when you're always trying to find the next best thing. And that's not something I want to be kind of encompassed in, I suppose. I don't want to be surrounded by that type of nature, if that makes sense. So one thing so as you guys are looking at me, you see that I have my laptop, you see that I got my logo, and you see that I got my notebook that my mic is sitting on because listen, I'm trying to figure out how to set this thing up. But I wrote down 5 things pertaining to this topic that I wanted to talk about. One, I wanted to talk about how I didn't ask for depression, but we're depressed. I wrote down this other thing where I said I can't remember what it feels like to not struggle or to not always have a problem. Overall turmoils, right? I said my counselor is tired of me, one step at a time. And the last thing where basically it kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, my bad. Well, the last thing is basically what I'm going to sum everything up as. So in its entirety, as I'm slowly approaching 25, even though I'm happy with where I am not where I want to be. I know that there's 1,000 things more that I could be doing. There's so much more that I can be experiencing, but it's just life has taken a setback and I'm not mad at it, right? Like there's a lot of us who feels like we're not in the place we're supposed to be at this age. We thought, when we were little, we thought we were going to be married by a certain age. We're going to have kids by a certain age. We're going to be making X amount of money. But in reality, it has become blatantly clear that even at 25, you're still young. To the people older than us, of course, they were like, nah, you're just a baby. And I kind of understand it now because even today, it's kind of like I worked so hard to get here. But now what? I don't want to do this every single day. I don't want to go to work and come home basically not have the rest of my day and then do the same thing. Like right now I have no kids. I have bills. My bills are pretty something serious, but I pay my bills and I still have my check left over and I'm saving a lot. I'm doing the damn thing, but it's like, is this all it's ever going to be? And also just imagine the time, right now I work from 8 to 4:30 and I still feel like I don't have any time in the day. Imagine adding a kid to that. Imagine having a relationship to that. That is wild. I don't know what the hell Like these mothers out here, everybody who has some sort of responsibility that's more than it's mine, right? Like, because at the end of the day, I have me to care for, and I have my family members too, of course. But the thing is like I have my primary me. I ain't got no kids. So everyone else that's out there, I commend you, because I feel like like right now, I feel like my time is just gone. But I don't want to feel like that for the rest of my life. And it's crazy because I was just thinking about earlier how, it took me a while to be fine. Like it took me a while to love my inner self and my outer self. And it didn't happen at the same time. Let me tell you that. Like I first learned to love who I am, and then I started to love my outward appearance. Like right now, hold on, let me say this differently, okay? I find myself to be incredibly fine. I think I'm beautiful, and I have a lot of confidence because I worked at it, right? I worked to get here. And I don't really care if people don't think that about me. Like, I know there's someone out there who will appreciate me, who X, Y, and Z, everything. I know that there's someone out there that I can share my love with. I just know it, right? And so at 23, I didn't feel that way. And I'm 24 right now. I'm almost 25. So at 23, it took a while for me to get here. Like at 23, I wasn't even fine. So like the thing, maybe I was, and I just didn't really realize it. But the thing is like, I'm just thinking like, damn, I was still that ugly headed ass, like with a big forehead, like running around with her natural hair barely moving out of her scalp. But here I am, right? We're flourishing, but I'm dragging it, honestly. But for as far as my age, no, it really took me a long time. Like I really don't think I started thinking that me, myself, and I was beautiful until I turned like 23, and that was when I was dropping like pounds and pounds in weight of people who were just toxic. And so the reason why I wanted to talk about what does it feel like to win? What does it feel like to be winning? For me personally, it feels like it's taking a while to get there, but I also want to make it clear that every blessing is a win. And that is what I was going to mention earlier, but I wanted to, make it full circle, bitch. Like I didn't write down this shit for nothing. So I want to make it clear that every blessing is a win. So I woke up this morning. It is a win. I got ice cream today, bitch. That's a win. And if y'all know, I'm lactose intolerant and ain't shit happened to me. So that's a win. Okay. And other things, like I was able to film, this being my third video today, and I wanted to be more consistent. And I know I'm going to do so on YouTube, maybe not on the podcast, but I don't know, you never know. So like I know that this is something that I really enjoy doing, and in finding my hobby, I found myself. I just think that's something to be happy and proud of, right? Like I'm at the point where I'm going to counseling, but I feel like I don't need it because like I have mechanisms to make me feel better. And I don't want to say like need it as in like you absolutely need therapy. Like some people absolutely need therapy. That's not the case. What I'm trying to say is how can I paint this in a way that makes it make sense? I feel like I'm getting to the point to where I know what they're going to tell me. You just need to put it into practice with me. Like you don't know everything. You haven't tried everything. And so at this point, it's just experience. And I guess in a couple years, I can update you guys if that was really the case, or in a couple months, bitch, I don't fucking know. But the point of the matter that I'm trying to make is that, what is the point that I'm trying to make? I'm getting to the point to where I'm starting to realize that things in life are what you make it. And I want to take every single win that I have and be happy of my win. And I want to kind of move away from the depression that's been coming and throwing itself into my life and being like, yo, you gonna be sad today, homie. And I just don't want to be sad anymore. Like, you ever get tired of just being sad or tired of crying? It's like, Jesus, like, oh, like I'm so tired. And there is this one time, not even this one time, this is fucking recent. Like I was crying and I was so annoyed at how the tears felt because I recognized how they felt. I knew it was coming. I was just so irritated by it because I'm like, are you kidding me? Like first it gotta tickle me in the inner quarter of my tear duct, and then it just slides down, and then both tears don't even come at the same time. Sometimes I just cry one tear and then all of a sudden it's a full flood. Like, it pisses me off sometimes. And I'm like, you know what? This shit is annoying. It tickles. I'm done crying. I said it tickles, bitch. What the hell? But I just think that overall, when it comes to steps and when it comes to being your own person, it's overall just time. In every single thing that you go through, you have to take that as a win because it's experience. Now, if you didn't have that experience, would you have thought that you would have learned that lesson? Half of the things that I've been through, I've been considering, like, whether or not it's a regret or whether or not I wish these things didn't waste my time. Like, time has been such a big factor in like why I was upset. My vocal cords is like burning, yo. But third video, it's okay. We're doing this. We're pushing through. So, like I said, time has been such a big thing on me. Like, oh my God, they wasted my time. Oh my gosh, like, I just don't want to waste my time anymore. Like, And, I was talking to my sister about this and she was just like, time is like, you've really focused on time, but I want you to take what you've been through and use it. And, she made a lot of sense because I'm like, what have I learned from the moments where I felt like my time was wasted? And I'm like, let me change the narrative, and my time wasn't wasted. This was an element of when I was learning a lesson. I learned that the type of love that I give to people, I deserve. Oh, let me not say it like that, but the type of love that I give to people, I want in return, and I'm not going to accept anything for less. Like, I love the way that I love. Romantically, I was about to say physically. Romantically, well, I don't know. Agape-ly, like, I don't know, just the type that I love my friends, family, significant other. I think it's very special and it's dear and it's not common, and I'm glad that this is the way that I show love, and I do believe that it is out there for me. I just gotta, not even go and find it. Just when it comes at this point, right? And maybe I can get more in depth later, but I'm trying not to make super long videos because I'm trying to retain your attention. But overall, I'm acting a fool, but overall, I think I got the message across where I'm saying every little thing that happens that may be a disappointment or just egregious in and of itself and very violent and heartbreaking or whatever adjective you want to put in there, let's try to change the narrative of that, right? Like, for example, I got my heart broken more ways than one last year, right? And instead of looking at it like that, even though it's true, like, if you were to ask me what's the negative point of this, I'd be like, yeah, that happened. This is how I felt about it, right? And it's like multiple times, bitch. Like, shit, like, I thought one time was good enough, right? No. So one thing that I try to look at is like, I'm glad that I was able to see the multiple people, like the people who caused that. I'm glad to see their true character so that way I can know to avoid it later in life. And also the thing about it is that I hope that they in turn learn to be better people so that way their toxic behavior can no longer hurt people, and that they can heal from it as well, and that way they can no longer be toxic. So the way that I'm looking at that is that I hope they too may have learned a lesson about their mistakes, because I wasn't the only one affected. The way that I was affected wasn't reciprocated, but they took a negative toll as well. So with that being said, I hope I put something into perspective for you guys today, maybe changing the narrative on the disappointments, the depressions that happens, the messed up behavior. Maybe just changing the narrative or your perspective on it may help you throughout your day when you're going through your healing, or when we're considering things a win or a loss. You're living, you're going through life, we're experiencing, and we're learning a hell of a lesson. I myself call that a win. So thank you guys for joining me today on this episode, and I hope to see you next time. Don't forget, I do have a segment here on my channel or on my podcast called A Writer's Scope, where you guys send to my email whatever advice you need. I keep everyone anonymous. For you guys here on my Etching Scripts platform, I want you to send Etching Scripts, or in the subject title ES 101, and then whatever it is, whatever after that you want to put, sure. But I want to know where specifically you're coming from. So if you're coming from YouTube, YT. If you're coming from Etching Scripts, ES 101. That'd be awesome. And I'd love to shout you guys out, I guess, saying, oh, I got this from the person came from the podcast, because you guys are automatically anonymous. So with that being said, I'll leave you guys to your thoughts. I hope I sparked some conversations, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you.